agree with definitely the last bit as well. I mean, if there's, I
Mm.
mean, with someone of your profile, you must have tons of dodgy messages in your Instagram. I've had a few comedians on the podcast that are females, and they've told me that their Facebook profile is filled with filth, and they're nowhere near as big as
Yeah.
you. And like, yeah, if you're getting some sort of insult from someone that, I don't know, it does something really, is not someone that you respect, and they're insulting you with all sorts of things, why would it carry any weight towards you? I agree
Absolutely
with that.
none, and that's the thing is that, and I think it's an important thing I need to remind comedians or artists in general is that nobody enters into this industry to be on the peripheries, or they don't get into this industry to be agents, or no one says I want to do comedy so that I can be a comedy producer. Most people crave being that center of attention or being at the nucleus of comedy and being a stand-up comedian. And when it doesn't work out for them, people can then fortunately find something that's related to the practice, and maybe that's why they find their feet. But what you get is that you have a lot of people who are very resentful and very jealous of that success. And so what they do instead is that where they are lacking in talent, they try to reclaim power. So whether that's people that run comedy clubs who could be very small-minded and feel that they want to impose their will upon the comedy industry. You've got critics in particular who feel that their contribution to comedy has any validity and that they should have a say on what is considered good within a subjective art form, when really the truth is a lot of the time they failed comics themselves, couldn't make it work, so that they got a laptop. Absolutely, they got a laptop or an axe to grind, and so they think they can direct how comedy goes. You know, as far as I'm concerned, many of these people are predominantly white and or been to stage school, and so they leave stage school with this idea of superiority or whatever kind of inflated ego they have because they think that they're performers. And they're used to a certain culture within the whole drama school circuit and the drama school pipeline, where I imagine that, you know, racist microaggressions, class-based condescending comments or disparaging remarks about people made about gender are acceptable. I didn't go to stage school, so I don't play none of that shit. And so where, you know, people might say they've had people make snide comments towards them or sardonic comments about their work, people might try to do that, but they normally do that from a burner account or they say nothing, because my entire ethos is that while people in comedy take advantage of the fact that there's no human resources, I'm like, talk to me the same way you talk to me outside of a comedy club.
Wow.
That's not loaded. That's just basically to say in the same way that the way I'm speaking to you on a podcast is the same way I'd speak to you off of a podcast. The same level of professional respect that if you were saying I run a podcast, Dane, but I also work as a barista, I expect to talk to you with the same respect and the same level of civility in your capacity as a barrister as I would as your capacity as a podcaster or a host or a comedian. I don't believe in this idea of occupational hierarchy where because of my job title, I can speak to somebody. I wouldn't speak to a runner at a TV studio in a way that I would speak to them if we were sitting next to each other on a train. There are some people that feel like they can migrate some kind of occupational hierarchy, or because they have a certain job title, they can treat people a certain way. And I just never been of that belief. And I much rather people, if they're not able to speak to me with respect, don't speak to me at all.